before the podcast ramble.
I don't know. I get stoned sometimes, man, and just fucking program fucking random shit into it, man. Like, follow those rabbit holes of ideas.
Some of those moments I could see, like, oh, what was happening? God, I did something, and I think it was like I was in the slums in your game, and I went somewhere, and there was this person, and he was like, "Oh, talk to a random slum person." And I was just like, tripping. I was like, "Okay, cool." I was like on this random adventure. I used to play like DOS games a lot, but not. It's been so long, and I think like playing yours really kind of got me back into that environment.
So. It's so weird though, man. I've never played like DOS games myself. I never played any of those like old like command prompt like text-based games or anything. So I wasn't trying to like emulate or replicate them or anything.
Yeah.
I was literally just fucking around in code blocks learning C++.
Jeez.
And the only output was in like a command prompt window because I didn't even know how to make like a proper window. So I was just messing around with it, and then I just never stopped working on that project.
That's
How
cool.
we got this far. Kept on it, man. It's been like 4 or 5 years maybe of like mostly hobby work, but lately, man, it's getting a bit more.
Well, for sure.
Hobby.
Yeah, everyone's like. So I went through Reddit, and I was just like looking at everything that was going on. I should probably start the podcast, but anyway, we'll jump into it. I started recording, but like halfway through, I'm like, damn it, all good content. No, I went to your Reddit, and I was looking at some of like the stuff that you've been posting, and you post like in crazy amount of content, but all these people are nuts about you. So I was just like, man, this guy, I've really got to work out like who you are. How did you come about? Yeah, I do know what you mean.
You want to get the sort of stuff that people are going to expect in a subreddit. You don't want like people on Reddit hate like being shilled.
Yeah,
they hate it, and if you're shilling, they're gonna destroy you and everything you love.
Yeah, I know. And like the crazy thing about Reddit, I was like, because I've been doing a lot of research on it to try and get my head around how Reddit works, and there are moments that someone will put up a post and it'll get 700 upvotes, and then I'll look at the exact same post from someone else, and it's like downvoted, and I'm like, what? Where?
So it basically when your post is in the like freshly posted sort of phase, the initial few votes it gets will decide it basically. So if in the early stages a couple of people see it and they go, oh, I like that, and they upvote it, the algorithm will throw that upwards and put it on the front page. But if just one shitty asshole is the first person who sees it and he downvotes it, everyone else will see it and assume it's bad.
Yeah. This is crazy because I was talking to some other guy on Reddit, and he was saying that there's a bunch of bots that go around just downvoting people.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah. I'm interested.
I know that there are like people who have multiple accounts. So I don't know. There was like one massive like Reddit user. I can't remember his name. I think it's Gallo Boob or something like that. He's like some major Redditor who's got like millions of karma.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was him, but one of them had like 5 bots that would automatically upvote his stuff the moment it went live. So he would instantly always get the front page, always get the top post or whatever, because it would just fly up in the algorithms. Because people would see it and be like, wow, that's popular. And then people, when they see something that's already popular, they vote for it because, everyone else is.
Yeah, follow the sheep. Right? Follow the crowd. But, yeah, I mean, why doesn't everybody just do that? Like, that's exactly...
Because it's not allowed. You get banned for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was thinking, like, why, maybe there's a group or a subreddit. It probably is a subreddit. Oh, I guess it's banned if you... Or, like, you could form an outside group of people and just say, hey, if whenever we post something, everybody just upvotes those posts, and then you would beat this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, mate, someone would complain immediately, and it'd get shut down, definitely.
Yeah, you get caught eventually. But until then, you can market your game.
Well, I mean... But we could start a little secret group of game devs, though.
Yeah. I think so, especially solo devs. Like the amount of work that we go through, deving, marketing, and then managing like comments, social following. It's just insane. So
it's a massive trip. Should we drop into the podcast? Because I feel like we've already had some good like podcast level content and conversation.
It's so good. I've been recording some of it.
Ever know, man.
I recorded some.
Ooh.
Sneaky.
Sneaky.
So how do I say your name? Is it pronounced How? Is that right?
Nah. It's Huw.
Huw.
Like Hugh, but it's the Welsh way, man.
Huw.
Because, yeah.
That's dope.
I'm from Wales.
I don't know. My name's Kai, so has no relevance to being in Australia. Like,
it's a native name.
Yeah.
Aboriginal.
No, I wish. We've
that's cool.
All right, so
and you're in Perth, right?
Perth, yeah. I'm in the
Which side is that on, man?
Western Australia, so it's furthest city away from anything.
Got you.
Yeah,
in the middle of nowhere. It's not a small place, right?
No, we still got like a few 100,000 people that live in Perth, and like it's still pretty active. We actually have like some of the game developers from Perth working in some of the biggest places around the world. So,
nice.
For example, one of the lead programmers or main programmers in Ori and the Blind Forest was Perth guy.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so it happens. Yeah. All right.
Is there like good game design schools and stuff there, or
sorry?
Is it just is there schooling for game design in Perth and in like uni and stuff?
Yeah. So we have a university degree here. We have a few, and they're good, but they're not like. They're run by some like really, really talented people, but it's not the same as going to like Activision Blizzard's university or Google's university, where
Activision's got a university. What the fuck?
Yeah, I think so. Shit, I should clarify that or cut it out. It's one of the two. All right, so it's Huw Millward, right? So, hey guys, welcome to the first solo game developers podcast. My name is Kai, Ashford-hatherly from Naked Game Devs, and I'm here with Huw Millward, the mastermind behind Warsim. Say hi, Huw.
How's it going? Oh,
You're right.
It's going so well prior to that.
Yeah. So, Huw, what I like to always start off with is what got you started in game development?
Oh man, that's a good question. I don't know. I feel like it was probably one of these like really crappy programs that you can make like really crappy games in.
Yeah.
That aren't really games that no one will ever play. That it's basically like a level editor or something. Probably one of those.
I'm gonna judge I'm gonna say something and hopefully people don't judge me. But like Game Maker.
No, not even that. Man.
Or like Warcraft 3 mods. God, I miss Warcraft 3 mods.
Not even that sophisticated, man. Some like crappy little software probably. And then I moved on to like Flash games, but I couldn't like write action script, so I used to just copy code off the internet and then like try and meld that into something that I could turn into a game. Yeah. And they kept getting deleted off Newgrounds, man, and I was like, one day.
One day I'll make it. Skip.
One day, man.
So then you went straight into like C++. You skipped like the Unity phase, or did you go to uni and start studying software? Or
oh yeah, no, I got kicked out of college, and
that is so okay. Tell me.
I was studying IT, man. First year of college, man. I was like, I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna finish IT. I'm gonna specialize in programming. I'm gonna go to uni. I'm gonna learn programming like on a big way, and then I'm gonna leave uni and I'm gonna start working on games and shit. Kicked out first year of college, man. And so yeah, it was a disaster. But I was like, I'm still gonna learn programming. Yeah. So I started learning from like YouTube tutorials and stuff. I learned like really loose C++, but it wasn't a comprehensive education, that's for sure.
So I don't know if you want to delve into how you got kicked out, but that sounds like an awesome story.
Oh man, I don't even know. It was a mix of things. Like I wasn't really interested in a lot of the stuff. Like there was classes on like how to use Excel and stuff like that. And I was like, man, come on, like we're not like fucking boomers.
Yeah, teach me something good here.
A lot of it was like a total waste of time. But I was also not very into most of the other subjects and stuff, man. So I just didn't really pay attention. Didn't work very hard.
That's fine. Yeah, the fascinating thing I've found about uni is that like, and they talk about this, like the most successful people have usually dropped out of uni, and I think it's just because the content that they give just isn't relevant fast enough. It's like you're going to need to know the theory on how software works. It's kind of like, well, just teach me test-driven design, or just teach me something that's valid, and then let's move on.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think the thing is, it's always quite broad, usually, isn't it? And sometimes people don't want that. Sometimes you don't want to be the master of everything in a subject if you want to specialize. But man, I don't know. Never made it to uni, so couldn't really comment.
So then, like, okay, so you went out on your own. You started solo deving, and what were you doing to keep alive? Were you freelancing, or was it like just like working at a bar? Like, how did you survive?
Yeah, a mix of all of the above, man. I was never doing game development seriously. I was sort of just messing around, and in the meantime, I was working in call centers, and I ended up quitting a call center job, and I tried to travel permanently. But I obviously ran out of money in the end, so I came back, started working in bars, and then I was working on the game on the side.
Like true game developer kind of, like from just screw uni, living life, and then building a game, and then finally actually seeing that journey. That's awesome. That's just like mind blowing. So like during all this time, then what was the hardest thing that you had to to achieve or maintain while you were trying to build your game and develop? And
I don't know, man. I don't know. It wasn't like there wasn't any like really difficult parts of it, I think, that I can recall. More than that, it was just a slog forever. Do you know what I mean? Like there's always a grind with solo game development. When you haven't got a massive budget, you can't I think what a lot of people do in certain studios, like you'll focus on game programming or whatever your field is, and then you'll hand it off to the team that does the marketing or the team that does the community management, whatever. You don't do all of that sort of stuff, but doing all of the above from the bottom definitely is a grind. And I think that's probably been the most work. Like I sent easily 1,000 emails probably to YouTubers, Twitch streamers, all sorts of stuff when I first started out trying to get some videos and get some coverage and stuff for it, draw some people in.
Yeah, I've heard this a few times as well, like sending out videos to YouTubers. Did it work? Did it yield anything?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely worth doing. It's one of those things. For every 50 emails I sent, I'd get maybe 5 responses. And maybe 3 of those would result in videos or something tangible that was worth the effort. But I mean, you could send one video and someone who's actually got a decent following does a video of the game. And then it's worth all of the emails that you sent in the first place. Do you know what I mean? So it's sort of, it varies. But yeah, I don't know. There's probably ways to make the emails more efficient and to make them more worthy of a response. Like you don't want to send something generic that isn't personalized to the person you're sending it to. It's just like, hello, I am a game developer, blah, blah, you want to make it worth them replying, but you never know with half of them because they'll never respond. You won't know why they were like, fuck you. You don't even know if they saw it. Do you know what I mean? Like, so
that drives me nuts. It's like, what did I do wrong? What did you not like about what I made? Like,
why do you hate me?
Yeah. It's like, did you even read my email? It's like,
imagine being bummed out about 1,000 emails no one replied to. Just like 1,000 individual vendettas.
I feel like at that point, like, man, that would be like, how do you not give up? How do you push through?
Because you still get replies. So like, you might spend 5 hours sending emails out, like literally like working in an office, just doing the sloggy grind. But then you get a couple of replies throughout the week, So you're like, well, you still got. It's not like you're getting nothing back. Like I think even if you sent, no matter what your game was, no matter what your email was, you're probably going to get at least 1 or 2 replies. I think I had one reply one time where a guy actually gave me some pointers on how I could structure the email a little better.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so I appreciated that. But I appreciate any feedback or any response really from anyone in regards to that sort of stuff.
I've seen your Reddit. I've seen like how you respond to like your audience. It's actually like inspiring, and I think it's almost like necessary, especially as a solo dev. You have to be there with every single one of your community members and work with them through their hard times. Well,
yeah, man. Well, I didn't really expect anyone to ever play the game, to be honest. Like, I wasn't making it for anyone else. I was just sort of messing around, learning programming and building something to mess around in. And by the time it got to the point where people were playing it, it was quite shocking, really, that anyone was even bothered playing it. So if anyone had any questions, anyone wanted to talk about it, obviously I always has time to talk about that because it's something I spent so much time working on but didn't think anyone would be bothered with.
Yeah.
And I thought that feeling might fade away, but honestly, it hasn't still. And anyone ever messages any of the boards on my game, or posts on Reddit, or posts on Steam, or tweets about it, or whatever, like, you know, I'm always down to talk about it. I'm honored, really, that there's anyone that still cares about it. Still, like, it's almost sold 20,000 copies now, so it's
cool.
Getting, yeah, I know, it's unbelievable, man.
Yeah, I actually saw one of your posts the other day where you were talking about changing the price, and what I wanted to know is like that's a big move in business, like to increase your price. That can really damage a brand and that kind of stuff. Yeah. And your post on Reddit was really heartfelt, and it meant, like, I could see where you're coming from. But like, how did that change anything from the community? Did you get any negative like backlash from that?
None whatsoever.
That's exactly what happens when you care.
Anyway, yeah, no, literally. Honestly, I was so cynical going into like everything years and years ago, and I just assumed I would be getting shitty comments all the time, and I'd have to get used to it. But I've had so few like nasty comments. I've had like 3 or 4 Steam reviews that have been like bad, and like maybe one of them or 2 of them have been like trolls, and the others have been genuine feedback. Like, I've had so few negative interactions regarding game development personally. I know that's not the case for everyone. I don't know why it's been like that, but
I think it depends on your market, right? Like, I know that if you're doing anything FPS, you immediately hit teenagers, right? Yeah, that's a good market for, like, financially, but you know, you got to deal with like trolls upon trolls. Whereas like your game, I think, has a lot of older kind of a generation that have played those DOS style games and then really, really get into Mountain Blade and quite like love the two.
Yeah.
Oh my god, there's so many moments in your game that are real. Like, I could see the Mountain Blade dialogue.
I fucking love Mountain Blade, man. I have like 3,000 hours in Warband on Steam. Like, literally one of my favorite games of all time.
I
think that's the thing, though. You might not even like go out of your way to emulate like the games that you love when you're working on stuff, but sometimes it's like subconsciously comes out. Like, I'm sure, like, I wasn't trying to emulate any of King of Dragon Pass. Have you ever played that?
No,
but there was definitely some stuff that like leaked out throughout the development where it's like influenced how I've thought about certain concepts.
I mean, this is the same about music, right? Like, the music, you listen to other music and it influences you. I mean, it is still an art form to a degree. So with Mountain Blade, he's sinking 70 hours into it. How do you feel about the second Mountain Blade that's come out?
Oh, Bannerlord, yeah. Nah, it's great. I really appreciate how they're doing the development as well. They were releasing an update a day for a little while, and that won over everybody. So I really respect how they've dealt with it. I think Tailwheels has had a difficult position where they're dealing with a really big hyped fan base, and you can destroy your brand if you do something wrong with that sort of level of interest in your game. You know, like if they released it and it underwhelmed people, they could lose their whole support base. Do you know what I mean? And people have seen it happen with loads of things. So I think they were probably nervous about the release, but they've done really, really well. And they were, it was buggy as hell when they first released it, but it's early access, so it's to be expected. It was literally the first build they've put live. Yeah. And they've been putting stuff right every day. Yeah, they've made, there's a lot of improvements, definitely, on Warband.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I like it. I sunk so many hours into Mountain Blade, so sinking hours into this was the same. But I didn't have as many bugs as some of the other people that had it. But I
crashed all the time.
Oh, did you?
I had like about 50 crashes in like my time I was playing.
It has not crashed on me at all. Oh, not a single time. I think so.
You are the one.
I should sell my computer. I'll be like,
buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah, I should. So then, okay, so you get this negative comment from these people, and how did you tackle it? Did you know?
Well, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, to be honest, most of the comments I've had I'd say they fall into maybe 3 categories. So you get like straight up troll comments where there's nothing at all. It's just an insult or it's just something, whatever. I've had a handful of those, but I mean, just don't reply. I mean, if it's like racist or something like that, then just ban them. Don't even reply. But you know, if it's just a generic troll comment, whatever, it's not even worth replying to. But sometimes people might come in with quite a troll angle, But in what they're saying, there's still actually valid criticism, and they've been offended or upset by the fact that something isn't in the game or it doesn't function as well as it could or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's still valid criticism from someone who's paid for the game. Do you know what I mean? And deserves to enjoy the game. So I try and reply more to that than maybe the context in which they've said it.
Sure.
And try and address it, man. Like if someone's got an issue in my game and it's something that I can resolve, then that's the goal, man. I don't want anyone to not be able to enjoy it. You know what I mean? Especially if they've paid for it. They either need the thing fixed or they get the refund.
Yeah, I saw your refund policy as well, because you were very much like, if you don't like my game, that's fine. Like, get your money back.
Yeah, well, I mean, Steam's good for that anyway. I think if you've got less than 2 hours playtime and you've had it for less than 2 weeks, I believe, you automatically can get a refund for any game you've got. So, Steam's policy, not mine, but it's a good one, to be honest.
Yeah, it's fair. It makes sense, you know. I find Oh, sorry.
No, go on, mate. Go on.
I feel like you shouldn't be able to make a comment unless you played a certain amount of hours as well.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? But I mean, then you might have some people who've maybe played it for half an hour and they're just mired with technical difficulties and they don't want to sit in the game for 2 hours so that they can leave a comment.
Yeah,
I mean, so
yeah, that's true.
It's difficult.
So,
but yeah, you do get. I think I did have one comment one time, and the guy had literally played 10 minutes of it and said, "There's no content in this game." What the hell?
I played it for an hour, I think, and at first I was only going to play it for 10 minutes. I was like, I'll just while I'm waiting for Unity to load, I'll just jump it on for 10 minutes, and then I was like, all right, why can't I kill these bandits? Damn it, I need more men. I literally sunk an hour, precious hour, and I was just sitting there getting so distracted. No, it's a great game.
Appreciate it, man.
So, is there any other kind of game on the horizon? Are you looking at building something else? Are you?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't think about it at all at the moment. Because I really want to focus on getting Warsim out of early access. But I do have a far off looming plan for a future game that I'm really excited about the potential of, because it's not going to be a text-based game.
I was going to ask.
So I'm actually going to enter the real world of game development and have access to a real market. And to
3D.
Who knows?
No way.
Yeah, the real world, man. The real world. There'll be dimensions and shit. It's gonna be wild. I'm basically going to do a rehash, hopefully, of one of my older text-based games, but do it in a more 3D sort of environment, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I don't have a lot of experience with that sort of stuff, so I'm probably going to, I don't know, I have to figure some stuff out in that regard. Well, I imagine it's going to be the toughest thing I've ever done, for sure, but I'm excited for it.
So, all right, so how do you manage all, just your text-based game? Because I've never written... in straight C++. So how do you manage your code? How do you manage your versions? How does it stay clean? My code's messy
it's not good. I'm not gonna lie. It's not good. You're talking to the guy that learned C++ from YouTube tutorials. Do you know what I mean? My code is not good. It's not clean.
Is there no comments?
Yeah, no, yeah. Just shitty comments everywhere and stuff that I don't like. I'm looking through it sometimes, and I end up somewhere that I haven't seen in ages. That I was coding 4 years ago, and I'm like, "What the fuck does this do?"
Yes.
And I'm having to reverse engineer my code to try and because I need to fix something or do something in this field, in this area, and I'm like, "What the hell? How does this work?" And I have to mess around with it and reverse engineer it to figure out how this shit works.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not great, but. I've definitely learned more as I've been working on it. I think as you're developing games, you definitely upskill yourself throughout the development of any project.
Yeah, I mean you got to survive.
Game jam or something.
That's
definitely.
Yeah, I think it's a very obscure understanding about non-clean code from software developers to coming into this world, because as solo game developers, you've got to do everything. So in a day, you might spend 2 hours marketing or going through Reddit and replying to comments, and then you might have a bunch of emails you got to send, and then you still got to fit time in to develop and then go out and make money to keep yourself alive. That's a lot. Oh man.
Yeah, man.
All right. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through what I call a debug round. It's a series of short, random questions I'm going to ask you. You've just got to... First thing that comes to your head. All right. You ready?
Let's go for it.
All right.
I'm ready.
Is cereal soup?
What is that?
Is cereal, like your cereal that you eat?
Oh, cereal soup.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yes.
Why? Why is it soup?
I don't know, man. I didn't think that far. I just...
Yes, let's go with it. All right.
Yeah, let's...
Just roll.
Okay.
Just roll. All right. What secret conspiracy would you like to start?
Ooh. That Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of the UK, has 4 testicles.
You broke me. What? I love it. All right. I'll see if I can get a hashtag starting.
We'll get there, man. We'll get it.
What's the most ridiculous fact you know?
I don't know. Damn. Oh, that Boris Johnson has 4 testicles. It's true. Pass it on. Tell everyone.
Hashtag 4 testicles. That's it. I'm making it. All right. In 40 years from now, what will be nostalgic?
Ooh. Breathing good air, probably. I don't know.
No,
that's how we go. To be fair, we're moving in the right way with environmental stuff, I suppose.
Well, especially with the coronavirus.
Yeah. Everyone's indoors now, right? Yeah, man. Probably that.
If animals could talk, which would be the rudest?
Ooh. Maybe like sloths or something, man. They'd just be like, man, fuck off, I'm trying to sleep.
Just an epically slow. Just fuck off.
You leave me alone, dude.
All right, in one sentence, how would you sum up the internet?
Porn and other miscellaneous stuff.
Yep. How many chickens would it take to kill an elephant?
Ooh. I don't know. Like 300?
That sounds like a good number. Just
a good number, right?
Yeah.
That's just hacking away. The elephant's like, pumping them, squiffing them up.
Star Wars style, going for the legs. Like.
Yeah, they're wrapping them around. Just dead chickens everywhere, man.
4 last questions. What's something people seem to misunderstand about you?
I don't know. I don't know what they understand or don't, to be honest.
What are you curious about right now?
When this fucking COVID shit's gonna end, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
that I would love to know.
Yeah, I mean, it's shit like in WA. That's gonna end soon. They reckon we're already starting to do like what is it called? People coming back out. Like you're allowed to come out a lot more. I don't know what it's called. Anyway, yeah. Quick tangent. What's something you failed at?
College.
Yes. Last one. What is something you regretted saying in this podcast?
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, are we allowed to swear? Because I feel like I've already.
Yeah, why not? Like
that one.
I haven't like said we can't.
Nah, man, I got no regrets.
That's awesome. So
necktie.
Swinging back into Warsim and going through it, I kind of want to know, really like, what do you think the best marketing has been for you, and what would you avoid in the future?
That's a good one. Best marketing. I mean, to be honest, I haven't had any like knockout amazing moments that have like changed everything. But I found that it's a sort of scattergun approach that has been the best one, to be honest. So trying everything. It's trial and error. And obviously, like, you might spend some time posting on some forums and tweeting at some people and writing some articles on Medium and sharing them around on Reddit and whatever, like loads of different things. And some of those things might not work and some of them might. But I found, honestly, just trial and error, trying as much as possible and iterating from it, reading what other people are doing. And that's definitely the best way to do it and keep on top of things.
So what's something that you would just like tell everyone not to do? You're like, this is totally a failure.
Yeah, don't just spam links to your game in places where people don't want that.
Yeah, quick
It
note
doesn't
to
work.
self: don't spam.
You see it sometimes on like the game dev subreddit, for example, is one.
Yeah.
That's game developers. That's not like customers. Do you know what I mean? So you see a post and it's just a link to a game. People are going to downvote it. You might get banned. So I think that if you're going to post on something like Reddit, you want to read the rules of every subreddit, get to know it, and understand what sort of stuff the people want to see there, and deliver that kind of content in a way that's tasteful, I suppose, if it's regarding your game. But yeah, don't be a spammer, basically.
So on that, like I've been looking at the gaming subreddit a lot, and I've realized the top subs, Reddit posts are usually ones of just like beautiful, aesthetics, like, or someone's giving something away for free, or it's some sort of ridiculously impressive mechanic. How did you find any success on that gaming subreddit being?
I honestly haven't had any success on the actual like gaming subreddit, which is the biggest one.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, the best stuff, the good things on there are things like GIFs and things like that. They do really well, but you can't really make a GIF out of a text-based game. So I haven't really had any luck, and there's not going to like any still images. But that's an advantage of anyone who does have the ability to do sort of anything like that. Is if you can make some good GIFs, some entertaining things, good content, like people love that on those sort of subreddits.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Goose Game, the Untitled Goose Game. Like that's sold itself so well, really, hasn't it?
Yeah,
because it's so easy to make GIFs of and make memes of, make videos of and stuff.
Yeah, same as shotgun farmers. That's like nuts in it when it look up on TikTok. If you ever go to TikTok, yeah, go to TikTok. Go to hashtag Unity, Unity 3D, or what else did he have? Hashtag indie game, and the top like 6 to 12 posts or whatever is all his game is shotgun farmers, and his and it's nuts, right? He's done so well, just capitalizing on this market. But TikTok's a really good one. If you should, it would work really well for text-based as well.
Yeah, no, I've never looked at that actually. But I mean, there's so many things, isn't there? Really, you can use anything,
TikTok,
anything that
Twitter.
connects to people.
Yeah, with all the social medias.
That's wild.
Yeah, I mean, he's already capitalized on like all of the top stuff. Like, it's just his videos all at the top. It's crazy. Oh man!
Amazing.
All right, I've got one more thing.
Go for it.
This is my last topic. It's called early release. All right, you've been tasked to come up with an idea of a game that can be built in a weekend. All right.
Ooh.
Yeah. Now, I'm not going to give you any boundaries. It's just, what would the game be? How would it play?
It would probably play pretty badly if it was made in a weekend. I have no idea, honestly.
Nothing that like.
I don't know. I don't normally work within those restraints. My brain is not like a weekend.
You're like over the next like 4 years.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like what Game Jam sort of games, isn't it, man? Where they do that sort of speedy stuff. So impressed though with what people managed to do in those time periods.
Oh, it's crazy!
It's such a testament to the creativity of the game dev community, like what people are able to achieve.
Yeah, well,
in, like those. Hey, there's Shotgun Farmers thing, man. 98% positive on Steam. That's impressive.
Yeah, so not only like
mind blowing as well,
right? He nailed it in. So I watched his story, and he said that he basically reached out to an already existing following that he must be in some a pretty established community, and then he pulled from that community, created his game in 3 months.
Fuck off.
3 months. Yeah, 3 months. Early released it, right? Then it went nuts onto YouTube because he already had a community that were pushing it. So it went nuts on YouTube. And then he somehow got into... I might be butchering the story, but he's got his thing on YouTube if you want to check it out.
Paraphrasing.
Yeah. And then he went on to TikTok. And now he's like... Because of his already existing following, he's dominated TikTok. And then he's just...
Wild.
So... Okay,
I mean, getting the game visible is one thing, but having people actually rate it really highly as well shows that it's worth it. Do you know what I mean? So,
well, he did a similar thing to what you have done in a different way. He took an idea from a community that was established. You created a community, but what I've realized with games that get the highest ratings that aren't AAA games always tend to have that community-driven development So anyway, food for thought.
I mean, it makes sense, man. It's definitely an addition, isn't it? If anyone wants to get involved, like.
Do you reckon you could take? Do you reckon once Warsim goes full release, do you feel like that will be able to fund you in your endeavors to make more games in the future?
I mean, it's doing fine at the moment, like, to be honest, and it's not even released yet. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm probably going to try and continually work on it as long as I can, even once it's released. So maybe if it's like a once in a month update or something like that, keep in touch with it, like, because I don't know, man, it still keeps people there. Do you know what I mean? It still keeps it relevant.
Yeah, for sure.
But, yeah, man, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't sort of stay somewhat alive for a fair while. I mean, it's been going since it's been on Steam, I think 2017. There's not been really many days where it hasn't sold a handful of copies.
That's awesome.
And it seems to be getting a bit more over time. Like, it's doing better this year than it did last year and stuff. So it's awesome to see.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
I feel confident with it, than I did before.
Yeah. Dude, I love it. Man, thank you so much for being on this this podcast, especially the first one. It's always a...
Yeah.
Man. The After Podcast Show. Warsim is... Whenever I see DOS-based games, I'm always skeptical, but Warsim was genuinely really awesome, and it's connected me to so much Mountain Blade. I did lose twice. I've got this strategy. I don't want you to tell me if it's bad or not, but my theory is I get a loan. I get as many men as I can for my loan, and then because you can... I'm only like an hour in. Can you get land in any other way other than buying and killing? Taking over?
No, I don't know. I mean, you can get land from a bunch of different groups, and you can buy it off them if they've got like merchant leaders and stuff. But I'm pretty sure that's the only way. But this always happens, man. Like, I can't remember features in my game because there's so many like obscure ones.
That is so...
I remember I was attacking this faction one time when I was playtesting, and they were on like their last land, right? And they're like my arch nemesis. They got like a -100 relation with me or something. And I was about to attack the land, and I got a notification and a new screen, and it was just like they've burned their land to ruin because they'd rather destroy themselves than you take their land. And I was like, what the hell is that? And then I remembered, like, oh yeah, I coded that like 4 years ago.
Wow, that is so cool.
Totally off guard, man.
This is
totally off guard.
This is like, your game is such like hidden gems everywhere. You're just like doing something random, and then all these things happen. You're like, what's going on? I love it. I truly, honestly love your game, and I honestly think I'll be sinking some more hours into it.
That means a lot, man. Much appreciated.
Well, thanks for being on my show, and hopefully I can chat with you again and see how you...
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. I'd love to come back in the future, man. I have to get this shotgun farmers guy, though. I want to know what he's doing.
It's so, like, he just... Honestly, look at it. If you get the chance, download TikTok, go to #unedited games, and see his...
There's an asparagus sniper in the screenshot, man. Like,
so the concept is clever, right? You grow your own ammo. So you have to shoot your gun into the ground, and it grows like ammo, and then you farm your ammo, and then you shoot people, right?
Oh my god, there's a corn on the cob Tommy gun, man. This is amazing.
Yeah, so he's been developing it for 3 years, like similar timeline to you, but made
a lot more money than me there.
But like I think niche games like DOS style games versus FPS games, like his is FPS, low entry for computer specifics, and it's silly, which means that lots of memes come out. Like he basically just nailed the 18 to 23-year-old market. Like,
yeah, man.
So
it looks great though. Overwhelmingly positive, so it was a good spot to be in for any game on Steam. So yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah,
very impressive.
I thought you'd like that. A little bit of...
I think that sells it, man, as well. When you're looking at a game that you might buy, if it's got like a really good review rating on Steam, that almost tells you all you need to know. You don't even need to read anything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Usually, like if you know it's something that you might be interested in, whereas if you see it's got like 50%,
yeah,
it's like mixed. You're like, ooh,
yeah.
don't know.
You read the
Probably not
reviews.
gonna-
Yeah,
Yeah, it's scathing, like popcorn eating time.
I always go
mixed
through like. Oh, sorry.
No, yeah, go on.
I like always go through the reviews and just see like, if the negative comments are something that would bug me.
Right. Yeah. If you can relate, or if this person's an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That sums it up. So that's awesome, man. Thank you so much. Like, it's been truly inspirational to talk to someone like yourself, because you have a lot of things that I think solo game developers like myself really resonate with. Like, you've developed a community, you've slugged it out, you've done everything you can to get it out there, and it's just phenomenal to like.
Yeah, man. A couple of years grinding, man. That's where that's come from.
Yeah, I mean, but it's just awesome. Like, fuck.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, just mind blowing. Especially DOS. I think that's what when I first saw your game and I reached out to you, and I was kind of like thinking in my I read your post about your story, and I was thinking in my head, like, this guy has brought a DOS game in this world of AAA realistic graphics, and made what 50,000 sales at the time, going up to 20,000 sales. You've made a living, right? Like
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm surviving right now on the game, more or less.
That's just I can't even. And like. Yeah, you were the inspiration to me starting. You and I watched this video that was like basically don't give up, and I was like, you too. I was like, I've got to make a podcast and talk to solo game developers and find out, like, I guess motivate me to keep working on my game.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, hit me up when you get your game done, though, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a while. I have a child, and I have another one on the way, so it takes me a while to.
125.
Yeah, yeah. I'll speak to you in.
That's the formula, man. Put 4 or 5 years, then you'll be golden.
Yeah, that's it. But I've got you on Discord now, so if I'm playing Mountain Blade or anything. I haven't played multiplayer Mountain Blade though.
Yeah, man. Me neither. I actually played Mountain Blade like Warband multiplayer one time with my friend.
Yeah.
And for a joke, I set my name to buy Warsim, and I got banned within 2 seconds, and it was the only server. My friend was like, "Are you sure you should do this?" I was like, it's fucking banter, in it. Like, okay, it's literally 2 seconds in the server. Some guy with a horse rode past, and I got banned.
Wow.
So yeah, no. So I haven't played online Mountain Blade Warband.
No, I didn't like. I was I don't know. I play it because of the kingdom building element of it.
Yeah, same. The single player Mountain Blade is fantastic. To be honest, it's so good.
I don't like. There's a lot of people that are playing the multiplayer now, and they're recording and they're uploading. I don't get it. I don't see how that's like more appealing than playing. What's that? Moad or how it's pronounced. Goddamn, that medieval game where the fighting is realistic. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess to each their own, innit? So do you focus on building your own kingdoms, or do you join as a lord, or how do you play?
So I have. This is sad. I've never joined as a lord.
Oh,
never.
Okay. That's cool.
I don't know why. I just love the idea of just starting something, building it up, and then destroying everyone else.
Yeah, it's difficult though, man. From the early stages, trying to start your own shit. You've got to get lucky and find like a weak fortress, or because you got to lump all your men around with you, haven't you? Until you actually have a place to put them, unless you're a lord and you get given something.
Yeah, that's it. So what I do, my strategy is, especially in the second one, I do all the quests so you can get the higher level men, and then I find out what base is being like in war, so where the wars are happening, and then I just go follow wherever their kingdom is leading, wait for them to destroy something, and then wait a bit, because they're obviously nearby. Then they leave,
Yeah.
and they usually only leave like 50, 60 men in there. And then I just declare war on them and take over that kingdom.
And then hope that they don't send that massive army of like 800 people back to take it back from you.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I've noticed that especially in the second one, in the first one, they'd be at war with you for ages, and they'd be pissed off with you for ages. And now in the second one, they come up to you and they're like, "Hey, we're going to declare war," and I'm like, "All right." And then I go, "Hey, let's have peace." And they go, "Okay, what are you willing to give me?" And I go, "Will you take a horse?" And they go, "Yeah, we'll take a horse." I'm like, "All right."
Big damn good horse.
Yeah, I know. And I'm like, okay, this is easy. So I think they've hopefully they've fixed it. I haven't actually been on in the last couple of weeks.
Oh man, when I was playing Bannerlord, man, I had this bug, and I captured a city. I can't remember which city it was, and it was the first city I'd captured. So I was like, yeah, it was like the same story, right? Like it was like barely garrisoned, and I was like, now's my time to shine. So me and my walked in, but it was still a tough fight, and we took it. And then I tried to enter the city, and the game crashed.
Oh no!
Yeah, I loaded it back up, and I hadn't. The city wasn't mine anymore. It like reverted back to a little bit before the battle, and I was like, damn it! And I tried to siege it again, and I failed, and I just couldn't win. And I literally had to do it 4 times, and finally captured it again. And this time I was like, fuck you! So I saved right before I walked into the city, and then it crashed again. So I had to walk. I eventually I think I walked away and waited in a nearby village. They came and took their town back. And then I went and took it back off them again, and then it was fine. I had to figure out a way to not crash so I could enter my town. So I think that was very, very early on in when Mount & Blade went live. So still a couple of things.
Did you siege then? Did you actually go? You went into siege combat, right? And the AI, the AI worked.
Oh no, it was amazing. So I don't know if it's still in the game, but I wish they didn't remove it. I don't know what happened, but I put up a ladder and I was climbing up, and I got halfway up this ladder, told all my men to stay at the bottom, and then they couldn't reach me, the people on the wall, so they started climbing down the ladder, but they can't hit you when they're climbing down the ladder, so they're just arse in my face, and I was axing them, and then another one would come down, and I took down maybe 50 men from where they're just reversing down to it was surreal. It was so stupid, but it was amazing. I'm just laughing, chopping these people up.
I'm gonna try that. Oh, they probably would fix that. There's probably something fixed.
They may have patched it by now, because this would have been a couple of weeks back, but yeah, that was definitely the highlight of my Mount & Blade experience.
That's awesome. Yeah, whenever I tried to siege a castle, I'd start, and then everyone would automatically start moving. I'm like, I don't want you to move. I want the archers to just fire.
Just pelt them.
Yeah, but then they'd all start moving, and then they would all get stuck on the ladders themselves, and then just get stabbed from the guys at the top. And I was like, this is
so much better now, though, that you can actually move through your troops and you don't get logged in between them like in Warband.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's so annoying. There's been a lot of good improvements, man. It's good to see that they've done a lot of good stuff. I actually quite like the I think some of the stuff that was in Warband hasn't really changed in Bannerlord, but they've made it more visible. Like the trade mechanics in towns. If you sit in a town now in Bannerlord, you can see the stuff that's being brought in. You can see they've sold this and bought that, and all the caravans and stuff. And it was the same in Warband, but it just was so invisible as a feature that you couldn't really see or appreciate it. But they've made it much more visible now, much better in my opinion.
Yeah, I think
it's really awesome to see everything functioning, all the cogs turning in the world.
Have you ever tried playing as a trade caravan?
Yeah, man. There was a Mount & Blade Warband mod. I think Star Wars Conquest it was called.
Oh, yeah.
If you've ever played that.
Yep.
Amazing. So cool. And that was the only one I've ever really properly pursued a trade thing in, because I would identify planets, the villages that were the best sort of places for certain resources, and then go in the other part of the map. Just develop a repeated trade route.
That's awesome.
Make that money. Well, yeah, it's such a good game though, the way it allows you to do so many things like that. Gotta be commended, man.
Yeah, because it offers so many. Yeah, I think
it's a completely branching narrative, isn't it? Where whatever you choose to do, the world doesn't revolve around you.
Yeah, it's a bit like D&D in that respect. The world, at least the way that I DM, right, is I create the world and the world moves. And it's if you kill a village, there'll be a repercussion for you killing a village. If you left the village, someone else might kill it. It's not,
Yeah. It's not about you. Still exists.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
man, it's awesome.
Well,
I think it's quite unique, man. Not so linear.
Oh man, I could talk about Mountain Blade all day. I'm just like starting to tangent. I'm starting
into the Mountain Blade podcast, the Mountain Blade fan podcast.
I'm
hit out to Tail Worlds.
Hey, dude, I'm keen. Right? If you hit me up, you're like, hey, let's do a Mountain Blade game dev podcast. I'd be down for that. No, what I was gonna say is, have you ever played D&D?
Like I've played a few one shots with people, but not like properly.
All right.
I appreciate D&D though. I know about it.
What I'm going to try and do, especially because I reckon you'd like my DM style. I'll reach out to you. I want to try and reach out to some of the solo game developers that I get on the podcast and have a D&D session with them. But this is
gigantic cross globe D&D.
Yeah, that's a hope. Hopefully we can organize a time because everyone's like, well, it's like,
20 time zones.
Yeah. Some of us
are weird, man. It's bizarre that it can be two different times at once, and like that catches me, man. That trips me out when you think about it. Like the same time that some people are waking up, other people are going to bed. Like, yeah, it's normal, but like, I don't know, man.
I think it's like
the more I think about it,
gravity. It's a combination of what was it? I remember reading about this. If we ever hang out more in the future, you'll understand. I just read about random dumb shit all the time, but yeah, it's something to do with because melatonin is adjusted by sun and temperature and gravity. So you basically have a certain amount of melatonin in your body, and it increases. And the more it increases, the more tired you get, and that is affected by the sun, time, temperature, and gravity. Anyway, and that's why. So in reality, time is a construct that humans have created. So time doesn't exist. There is no form of time. Things progress, but we constructed time. This could be...
Well, we've constructed linear time, haven't we? But it's not like the concept of time, I suppose, isn't linear. In that, like, every object, every like atom has its own time. I suppose.
Yeah, and you
weird though. It's a weird thing. I think that what human beings do really well is slap names onto things, and then we never think about them again. Like you just say, "Oh, that giant ball of fire up there is the sun," and then you don't think about the fact that there's a gigantic ball of fire that you're revolving around at like a fucking million miles per hour because it's just got a name.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I think we do that with everything. We hyper-normalize everything by just giving it a name.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that the problem with food right now? It's like, oh, it's meat. Although, no, that's beef. And I'm like, no, that's a cow.
No, that's a horse.
Yes. Something had to die to give you that. And people are like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't mean to go onto that tangent.
Yeah.
But...
Oh, no, it's definitely fucked, the whole meat thing.
Well,
I think again, that's something that we, like, I mean, I eat meat, but...
Yes, so do I.
I don't know. It's one of those things, though, still where, like, you don't really... It's not apparent that something is dead. You don't think about it. You're not made to think about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, whereas if you were hunting, you had to kill that thing. You know that something died. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird.
You see it. You usually then cut it up and skin it. Like, you go through that whole process. So it's kind of like you're aware that this thing is... Yeah. But, like, hypernormalizing is exactly that, right? It's taking those concepts and then saying, it's fine.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Stripping away the merits of something and
that's how we end up with what is it, like, more cow. Look, we grow so much grain just to feed the cows to feed us with meat. Like, the world's beautifully corrupt.
We'll get there, man. We'll get the lab grown meat. That'll be the next one, right?
Yeah, algae.
You seen about that?
Yeah, they're doing it here.
Really?
I don't know. Actually, I don't. This might be two different tangents. Tell me about the lab grown meat.
Oh, I'm not working in the labs. I don't actually know much about it. I just know that there is a concept of lab grown meat. I mean, I don't know if I'd be the first one to eat it, but if it was literally, I mean, if it tasted a little bit different, but it was definitely like not going to make you grow an extra arm or wake up and your eyes falling out or something, then I'm gonna eat that. Like, that's fine.
Yeah, they're working on this algae tablet. I think it's still being in thing anyway. So basically, you take it and it meets all your nutrients.
It meets.
Yeah. Damn it. I didn't mean to do a pun. Yes, it meets all your damn. Alright. But yeah, it hits all your nutrients. So like, all you need to do is take a tablet a day, which is kind of depressing. But
yeah, no, that would suck, man. That would suck.
But because they're working on like we're you know we have 8 billion people in this world. We're going to be overpopulated soon, so we're going to have too many people that we won't be able to feed all of them unless we massively change. And as you know about the world,
or colonize other planets.
Yes, well, that's happening.
Like, okay, let's ship off 4 billion people.
Yeah, they're doing that with Mars, aren't they?
Would you do that? Like, if they were able to set up these facilities on other planets, would you move to another planet? Or would you wait until, like, because let's say you couldn't come back, right? And there was going to be a couple of million people that were going over, and they were like, "Hey, would you like to go to Mars? You'll get a house, you'll get your universal basic income, and there's not going to be a lot of shops, but you know,
there's going to be
or things to do."
I
mean, you're exploring a new frontier, but it could just be rocks everywhere, like, and that's it.
Just on Mars. It's like,
yeah, man.
I think like
I'm going to go rock walking today. Every day for the rest of your life.
Part of me thinks it would be awesome, right? Like, you know, imagine being the first game developer on Mars. Like, well, imagine being like the first, I don't know, person on Mars. But then, well, not like the first, because I would send a whole bunch of experimenters and stuff over before you. But
first, we sent the game developers, then we sent the scientists.
Well, the game developers are expendable. Like,
yeah, no. They'll come up with obscure mechanics and eventually permadeath themselves off the planet.
Right. I think what's going to be interesting is the rise of the I don't know what you call it, but dream state gaming and dream state TV. So Netflix is working on it. So Netflix's biggest
whoa. Netflix is working on
dream
TV.
Yeah. So, I mean, at least they've, like, you know, this could just be, like, online gossip kind of stuff, but their biggest competitor is people sleeping. You know, they had, yeah. So, when you think about it, like...
Netflix, sponsored by caffeine.
Yeah, so there's, as far as what I could see online, there's research and development teams working on ways to let you watch content while you sleep. Now, when you think about what Nintendo's working on, which they had stuff like early stuff ages ago where they had the head sensors on where you could think and a character would move and that kind of stuff. And I don't know if they'll just put those two together and we have literally every Matrix anime, like...
Yeah, if they could, like, force lucid dreams, but you could choose them, that'd be cool. That would be like the most realistic gaming, man. But then people would, if they made it really good, people would just want to sleep all the time.
Well, that's it. I mean, and then you got to think about the extra value of it. It's like, can you learn in your dream state? And if you can, then you would be.
That's true. That's true.
And even if you
retain those memories.
Yeah, even if you can't, you could still be productive. But now we're talking about 24-hour workers.
Yeah, but I mean, also, I'm not really sure how. Like, maybe there's an essential reason that you don't like memorize all your dreams and all that sort of stuff because maybe your brain can't, or maybe your brain shouldn't. Do you know what I mean? So it'd be interesting to see.
The first,
maybe they accidentally caused the zombie apocalypse, man, by making dream gaming.
That would be so.
People stuck in a state where they can't come out of their dream video game, so they're walking around like a zombie in real life or something. Man. You never know.
There's this book. Is it a book or a game? Sorry, a book or comic? I should find out. My wife told me about it. But basically, everyone, I think it's a book. Everyone's like kind of this zombie, and they're a zombie from like the last thing that they've done. So they're not aggressive. They won't attack you, but they're not everlasting. So they're just decaying humans, and they're just like on their like. So if you're the last kind of things that you were doing, you were on your phone. They just like have their phone. They're just tapping their phone, even if it isn't doing anything. Or for us, we'll probably be at the computer, just like
real life.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant! Love it. So true. There's all those pictures on the trains, and everyone's just like. I joke, but that's me because I'm usually like watching YouTube tutorials.
Oh yeah, no, it's everyone, it's all of us, everybody. Everybody's hooked on those things.
Yeah, I'm hypocritical as well because my son, he's only 2.5, but like he'll watch I'll let him watch like half an hour of TV, and I'm like, no more TV, it rots your brain. And I'm there like,
and then go and do a marathon.
Yeah, I do. But I'm like, I don't get cranky after I watch a marathon of TV. He does, so
Yeah, that's fair.
gotta run it. Dude, I love that. I've been looking at your mural on the wall behind you. That is like,
Oh yeah, man.
amazing. Did you paint that or okay?
No. I got it from Redbubble, man. I think, or one of those print on demand. I like trippy, vibrant landscapes, man.
It's so good. It's awesome. I keep
it's
like
cool.
as I'm talking to you, I'm like, fuck, man, that's so awesome. I should probably get something more than just a dinosaur and a nipple sticker. So, do you want a nipple sticker? I can send you one.
Yeah. Just mail it across the ocean, man.
No, I will.
We
Check it
got
out.
that
I'll send you one.
as a legit nipple. How do you have that?
All right, I'll tell you a story. I create random shit, right, all the time, ideas and stuff. And I'm working on this. I worked on this idea because I really wanted to do something for breast cancer. I don't know why. I just felt like I was just reading something and I was like, oh, I have to do something for breast cancer awareness. I have to. And I created this website and it's called Slip the Nip. Yeah. And basically, all it is...
You need to get Janet Jackson on board with that.
I do. I should send her... But basically, it's free, right? So you send these nipple stickers to anyone in the world, and they get this letter saying, "Hey," to their name, and it says in the mail. They get this letter, and it says, "Hey, your nipple slipped. Here's a slip the nip sticker," and then a little bit about how it's for charity and whatnot. And then there were some ones that you could get that were like shiny, and that's a shiny one. So this is a shiny one here. I'm totally gonna send you a nipple. Send me if you feel comfortable. Send me an address and I'll send you a nipple sticker.
All right.
Yeah. So it went really well. It started going a bit viral, right? So every person that sent a sticker, 2 more people would send a sticker. But here's what happened. What killed the idea was postage is expensive. So I was paying locally $1 per letter, and then this lovely lady, really lovely lady, she sent 30 of them to the UK, and I went, it's $3 Aussie a letter, and I was just like, oh man, I can't afford this. Like, well, not just as this, and I was getting, it started off as 2 a day, and then it went to like 10 a day, and I was like, and when she sent 30 to the UK,
so when they send them, they don't pay for them.
So she paid for there's upgraded ones, and you can pay for the upgraded ones. Silly me didn't think about how expensive postage was, so I didn't put a price of postage. I was like, no, there shouldn't be any cost of postage. Just send a sticker. Anyway, yeah. So when it hit the UK, it went massive. It went insane. Like that, each person tried to send it to 10 different people in America, and I was like, no, I'm shutting this down. I can't do this. So I found out recently Hong Kong has cheap postage, so it might be revived. Either way, you're getting a nipple sticker. That's my token of you coming onto my my podcast.
Everybody gets a nipple sticker if they come on this podcast.
I'm doing it. Do you want?
That's the guarantee.
That's it. Oh my god, I love that. Especially which one do you want? Shh.
Oh man.
Oh, sorry.
I'll take the one on the. Wait, is that's your right? I think.
Yeah. So this one,
square.
the shiny one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Cheers.
man. Let's go for that special edition nip.
It's coming at you. No.
Never forget the podcast.
Never forgot the. Now I wish I
Every
had.
time I see that nipple, man, I'm gonna be like, that podcast.
It's it. I'll write hashtag 4 testicles.
Yeah, we can't forget that either. We've got to get that trending.
That's it. All right. So what I'll do is I'll edit the podcast. I'll send you the edited version of the podcast. I'll send you the full version of the podcast, and you can just tell me if there's things in there you're not comfortable with. You're like, get rid of that. And then if you're comfortable with both the full version and the edited version, then we'll just release both. I usually release one and then release the other, but I'm pretty happy to do either.
So the podcast's over now, is it? Or...
Yeah. What? Sorry.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can let down your guard. So when we said end, the rest of it was just like us chatting.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, man, that was really cool. It was really cool. I appreciate you having me, man.
Oh, dude, you're awesome. I was like, I feel like what I really want to do is just like have a podcast with you one day in the future about just talking about random shit. Because I'm like, this guy is, you are so entertaining. I was
Oh, cheers, man. I honestly, I feel like we're mates, man. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I feel like after the initial like few seconds, man, it's like talking to your friend.
Yeah,
But I suppose that's the point of the podcast, isn't it? Really, that's what you want.
Yeah, like it's especially I found I've done a few podcasts in the past, and it can get awkward. We interviewed this what was he? It was this actor for one of my podcasts, and he was a really famous Star Trek actor, and I didn't know him because I don't watch Star Trek, so didn't know, but the other guy did. And he found it so hard to be on our podcast because we were very zany, to put it politely. And one of the questions my friend asked him was, if you could steal a pen, what color pen would you steal? And he was like, I'd never steal a pen. How dare you say that? We were like, shit. Okay.
Moving on.
Yep. So, you're great. Yeah, it was awesome. I'm actually pretty stoked. And I was like, God, I really want to do more with you. But I also have to go eat some food.
Yeah, same, man. Same.
All right.
Lunchtime, man. Well, yeah, it's been absolutely awesome, man. We can definitely do something like this again. And, yeah, man, I'm hyped to see it.
Give me... yeah, if you like a week, probably. I'm hoping to get it done before then, and
yeah, no worries, man. I'm in no rush. You do you.
And then I'm going to chuck it up on as many channels as I can. Once you have the stuff, you can share it. Also, the raw content that I send you, feel free to edit it and publish it wherever you want. That kind of stuff.
Sure. Well, I mean, once it's up live, wherever your preferred sort of location is, I can share that on. Yeah, the various bits in the community and stuff. So
sounds good.
I'll put it out.
Maybe I'll get more than one or two people in my solo game development. I didn't expect to get many.
Honestly, one of the good things about doing it with multiple game developers is assuming that most of them will share it among their communities, or at least you can. You'll get people from all of those different communities that will see it, and as long as a couple of them stay around, man, you build up your audience that way, don't you? Sort of grassroots, I suppose.
Yeah. That's what I feel like. And I feel, especially as solo game developers, like, I don't know. I've worked in a team before, and I've worked as a solo, and I just feel like solos have it so hard, and we get so underappreciated. Like, there's so many times where people are like, yeah, so this guy built a game. And then it's only until Stardew Valley, right? So he was a solo game developer. Yeah. And Minecraft.
Great.
So Minecraft was solo. True. And people are like,
Minecraft is revolutionary.
Yeah. It's only until these games come out do people go, oh, hey, there's solo game developers really, really struggling to push it out there.
I find it quite bizarre that you've got like teams of 60, 70 people, and then you've got games made by individuals that sometimes beat the 60 to 70 people's game in total sales. But that's wild.
Well, the answer is simple. Too many chefs in the kitchen.
Yeah, definitely.
When you're a solo developer, you just do, right? If someone, like you in a lot of your Reddits, like someone's like, hey, I got this idea, or I got this problem, I got this thing, and you're like, all right, 2 days later, you've done it. You've added it in, you've removed it, you've changed it. Like, when you're in a team, it's like, hey, this comment was on Steam saying that, there's not enough dragons. Are we going to add dragons? And then it's a 3-day debate about whether dragons are relevant or not.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's definitely goods and bads, I suppose, to each camp.
Pick a right team, though. The right team is...
Yeah, definitely. Well, was your team the right team?
So I've had 2 games... I've worked in one games company, and I've started 2 games companies before. So the first games company I started, I was in uni, and... The reason I completed uni, when I realized as I was talking to you, was because it wasn't just like our unit was created by a game developer, so he was just like,
Right.
here is fact. That we almost didn't cover any theory. Well, we covered like game design theory, but it wasn't like theory about anything that wasn't relevant. It was just like,
Right.
how do you do better lighting? How do you do better signaling or game feel in a game? Anyway, so that's why I realized as we're talking, because I was like, man, if I was in a class that was just shit, I'd be like, I'm out. Like, uni's not for me. But yeah, so I started one in uni with a group of people, and we tried to build something very ambitious from the start. It was a multiplayer third-person
Dragon MMO.
basically. It was a multiplayer 3D side-on 3D world. So basically, the characters were
Like Terraria sort of stuff, or
so the characters are 3D, but the world, but they go around this corner that's also 3D as well, right? So
right,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, but it was a fighter, so it was this multiplayer 2D camera angle, 3D world, 3D fighter. So you'd have like all of these fighters, like yeah, it was significant.
I can't wrap my head around it.
I'll try and find something and send it to you. It was like
Did you get it finished, or
so we
was
finished?
it too ambitious?
Yes, we finished this prototype by the time that we finished uni, and it was pretty dope. And we put it in. We won a competition, and it did really well. And then
won a competition.
Yeah, like not like just like a
Nice.
local one.
Still
And,
cool.
Yeah, and we did like a big presentation. People really liked it, and there was lots of kind of hum about it. And then uni finished, and everyone went, "No, we're not going to keep working on this." So the remaining group tried to build an app, a mobile app, and that just died. I learnt a lot, and then from there I went and worked with a games company, and met some really, really amazing people, and we were just like a local games company building arcade games around Perth, so it was pretty amazing.
Nice.
And also working with people, but this was a different environment. This is basically like you work with yourself or a friend, and then you can build your game. And then after that, I created a game studio with another friend of mine. We spent a year deving, just deving. That's all we did. And by the end of the year, we had a good game. I'll send it to you. I really liked it.
Yeah, please do.
But when we did release it, so I think we stopped it. When we did release it, we just didn't make any money. Hence me going off into marketing. So,
Right, yeah, that's the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Did you put it on Steam? Did you? Or
Yeah. I'll send it to you now.
yeah, I'd love to see it, man. Oh, I'll send you my address as well.
I don't.
Hmm.
How do I get out of? Awesome. So that's the game that, that we did.
Dallas Morton.
Yeah, that wasn't that ambitious. It was like a 4-player, same screen arena battle game. You basically play cats and you explode each other.
Oh man, this is Greenlight, man.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's a while ago.
Yeah, yep. It got greenlit, and we ran a Kickstarter, and we got $1,000 from the Kickstarter, and then we both ran out of money, and we couldn't. Like, there was a group of us that were working on it, but it was me and my friend that were like solo developers for it, and then one of my other friends, she was this amazing 3D artist, and she worked on it, and then we had like 3 other guys that were students studying, and they helped program, and then occasionally other people just came in. So it was quite a big team, but there was like me and my mate that were just debbing for it.
Right. That's cool, man.
Yeah, but yeah, these things
You
happen.
do a lot of that, man. You seem to do a lot of the groundwork for starting projects, man. It's impressive. Like the nipple charity, the podcast, the game studios.
That's
it's cool. That's cool. That's the thing, though. A lot of, like, yeah, sometimes getting to the finish line can be difficult, but some people don't even bother fucking starting. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
if you never start, you never try. You know, you might find a couple of things that don't necessarily work out, but you'll find some that do.
That's it.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Chatting
So
to
you
you,
can do it, like-
though, I've seriously just like inspired me to keep pushing through this like solo game dev podcast. Not that it was questionable,
man.
but I was like, oh man, I gotta talk to more people. Like, but like Huw, he's fucking awesome, right? So
Oh man, that's awesome.
dope.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, let's go
Dope.
eat.
Yeah, definitely, mate. I hear my stomach rumbling. Well, it's been awesome chatting to you, man. We'll have to catch up again in a bit.
Yeah, for sure. I'll keep you. I'll keep in touch. Let me know when that nipple sticker comes, and do tell me. Take a picture and send it to
Yeah,
me.
man.
And
I will.
yeah.
Warsim.